What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch back here with your NFL Divisional Round best bets. In this video, I give you my 5 favorite picks for Divisional Round, spreads or totals. If you're looking for any other picks or bets from me, you can check out my Patreon. The link is in the description. I'll also pin it at the top of the comment section. $5 for this month gets you all of my playoff bets from now through the Super Bowl, so check it out. Before I give you my best bets for Divisional Round, make sure that you do spike that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more BLV best bets just like this. And let's kick it off in order of the games. I'm going to give you a best bet for every single one of these divisional matchups. Starting with the first matchup, that is the Tennessee Titans and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm taking the Titans here, minus the 3.5, and I love the Titans just to win this game on the money line. That would be my personal preference, but let's go with the 3.5. I feel like the Tennessee Titans are a football team that has gotten healthy at the right time. Derrick Henry should be back in the lineup and seeing about 15 touches in this game. I wouldn't expect him to get 20 to 25 or 30 carries or anything crazy, but enough for the Bengals to respect the power running game of the Titans. I believe what's being underrated about the Titans is their offense and their downfield passing attack. When Derrick Henry is in the game, there is evidence that this offense takes it to another level, not just in terms of the rushing attack, but also the passing attack down the field. The yards per attempt numbers, the passer rating, the efficiency of Ryan Tannehill all go up. And it keeps Ryan Tannehill out of those third and long situations, and it opens the play action up to a different level in this offense. I believe whatever the Titans choose to do are going to have an advantage offensively over the Bengals. Cincinnati has struggled versus the pass. They don't really have a pure man-to-man corner to cover A.J. Brown, and they're going to struggle also potentially covering Julio Jones. Both of those guys are big and fast, which could be trouble for the Cincinnati secondary. On top of that, their front is a little bit beat up. I don't think they're ready to face the Tennessee Titans rushing attack. This powerful offensive line is rested and ready to go. The Titans have a chip on their shoulder, being that they're a number 1 seed who's being entirely disrespected to go to the Super Bowl, including by me, to be honest with you. And I think Mike Vrabel is going to play into that, at least for this week. It's going to mean more. And this is a team that has the experience in the playoffs. They've been there. They've done that. They've faced the best teams the last couple of seasons. They've taken it to them. They know what this playoff atmosphere is like. And they are a team with the experience edge on the Cincinnati Bengals. In my opinion, just too reliant on Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is fantastic. I love the guy. But this team, their offensive line is definitely a weakness. They have way more deficiencies. They have the most deficiencies of any playoff team still in the race at this point. And it's going to be taken advantage of by the Tennessee Titans, specifically their pass rush that can get to the quarterback. They're going to make the Bengals one-dimensional with their top 3 run defense. And a secondary that likes to be creative, likes to show different looks and coverages, could force Joe Burrow into a mistake if he's having to drop back too often, especially if he's under pressure. I understand Jamar Chase. I understand Tyler Burrow and T. Higgins. These guys are fantastic. But Mike Vrabel will have a plan to slow down specifically Chase in this game and make life difficult for Joe Burrow. And like I said, I just don't believe in their defense first and foremost to get the job done here. I think the Titans control the ball, control the clock, create explosive plays in the run and the passing game, and at home, they get the job done versus this inexperienced Bengals team, who I believe is just happy to be there. The Titans know their goals are much greater. So give me the Tennessee Titans minus the 3.5. The second best bet, moving to the Saturday nighter, we have the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. I have been all about the 49ers these playoffs, and really dating back to September when I made my season predictions, I predicted that the 49ers would be on their way to the NFC Championship, defeating the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round. I am sticking by that. I do believe the 49ers have a very good opportunity to go to Lambeau and to beat the Packers straight up. So you know that I love the points in this matchup, whether it's plus 5.5 or 6. Personally, if you can get a 6, that would be fantastic. The number might have moved now. I grabbed it at 6. I love it at 6. It might have moved due to the injury report. Nick Bosa, Jimmy Garoppolo, all these guys have been practicing. So if you could still find a 6, that would be ideal. But 5.5 is still nice as well. Or maybe even just putting a sprinkle on the money line for the Niners isn't a bad idea if you truly believe that they can win this game. And I personally do. When you look at the offensive side of the football for the 49ers, I think they have the most unique attack in the NFL, led by creative play caller Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, he has the coaching edge in this matchup over Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur basically runs his own version of Kyle Shanahan's offense in Green Bay, and he's taken many of the lessons of both Kyle and his father to the Packers. I believe Kyle is going to be able to attack a Packers defense that ranks 28th in run DVOA defensively. They're not very good stopping the run. They're 30th in success rate. They're one of the bottom teams, 30th in yards per attempt. Overall, they're a run defense that don't have the bodies, don't have the men, don't have the manpower to be able to defend a powerful and fast and diverse rushing attack of the San Francisco 49ers. Whether it is Elijah Mitchell, it is Deebo Samuel, it is George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, whoever is getting the ball is going to find their way to space. Every single time the Packers have faced a good run offense, actually it hasn't happened very much, but they have been successful. You look at the Cleveland Browns specifically, which is the only other top 10 rushing offense that the Packers have faced other than the 49ers. The Browns almost pulled that game off by running for around 200 yards, despite Baker Mayfield having his worst game of his season, basically, and giving the game to the Packers, and that was in Lambeau on Christmas Day. They only lost by 2 points. The 49ers are a better version of the Cleveland Browns, in my opinion, because they've got a more diverse rushing attack, a more diverse passing attack. They've got more weapons in the passing game. Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and Jimmy Garoppolo can do his best Baker impression, but hopefully only turn it over maybe once, and I think that they can win this game and move the ball. The 49ers have also had massive success versus some of the worst run defenses in football. Every time they play a bottom run defense, bottom 10 run defense, just as the Packers are, they rush for a lot of yards, a great yards per carry, over 5 yards per carry in every matchup, and have put up 30 points in every game that Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback. So the 49ers, I think, are going to score. Don't be afraid of what they did versus Dallas, because Dallas is a much better defense than the Packers. So I believe the 49ers are going to score. On the flip side, the 49ers have proven to have a formula that does disrupt Aaron Rodgers over the years. They have been able to pressure him, they have been able to get to him, and they've been able to rattle him. If the 49ers take a lead, I think Nick Bosa, DJ Jones, Arden Key, and company can make an impact in this game. I am somewhat afraid of the Devontae Adams matchup in this game, but I do believe the 49ers have gotten much better in the secondary as the year has gone on. They're great at defending these quick passes, RPOs, and screen passes that the Packers love to utilize on early downs. And I think their defense will do enough situationally under DeMeco Ryans to win this football game, or at least keep it within a score. So I've got the 49ers plus the 6 over Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. My third best bet for divisional round is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams under 48. Now, this is the least confident pick of the 5, but I do personally look at this game and have a gut feeling that it's going to be a little bit more defensive than people believe. You look at Tom Brady on one side, you look at Matthew Stafford on the other, with all the weaponry and all the names from Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr., and you just assume that there's going to be points. But when I look at the biggest mismatches in this game that could potentially take place, it's on the defensive lines of both sides. I believe the Bucs defensive line, now healthy for this one, is going to completely shut down whatever Rams rushing attack they roll out. And then once they do that, they'll be able to get after Matthew Stafford, cause mistakes, and Stafford has been known to turn the ball over at bad times, right? And Stafford has just generally not been very good on the road this season. He's about a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio with about 20 touchdowns and 11 picks. He threw 17 on the season. He's just not a great guy when he's not in LA when it comes to protecting the football. He also has 2 fumbles on the season on the road. So I think an impact from the D-line, the crowd noise of the Bucs, and their crazy blitzes on third down could disrupt Stafford and could cause him to be out of rhythm and out of sync with Cooper Kupp and company. Also, Andrew Whitworth is questionable for the game. He, even if he plays, is not going to be 100%. I think if the Bucs cause pressure, they've got the back end now that they didn't have early in the year to make plays on the football. Jamel Dean is back. Sean Murphy-Bunting should be ready for the game. They've got all 3 safeties. Carlton Davis is in there. Devin White is playing with his head and hair on fire. I think this defense is healthy. They're ready to go. They understand what they've got to do in playoff football. That energy last week was just to a different level than we saw all regular season. That defense is ready to win this game. On the flip side, yes, Tom Brady is Tom Brady, and Rob Gronkowski and Mike Evans are phenomenal Hall of Famers, but I do worry about the Bucs offensive line with the potential missing players, or just one really of Tristan Wirfs. I expect Ryan Jensen to play, but Tristan Wirfs could miss the game. I do think he'll miss the game. And when you look at that advantage, it's the Rams front versus the Bucs offensive line. The Bucs might find more success on the ground than the Rams do, but I do expect their pass rush to give Brady some fits, which means that Brady's probably going to have to complete some short passes, and it's going to be few and far between for the Bucs just driving the field and making consistent big plays on this defense. Brady has had a lot of success versus Raheem Morris in the past, but I think Raheem Morris's personnel is pretty good. They do a good job of disguising their coverages, even though they play a lot of zone. And there is the opportunity here for that front 4 to just have a really good game. They've got Von Miller, Aaron Donald, they've got Leonard Floyd. These guys are awesome pass rushers. So if the Bucs don't find a way to stay balanced, don't find a way to protect Brady, it's going to be a long day for Tom, even at home. I do think the Bucs probably end up winning the game, but I think it's mostly due to their defensive performance and potentially some mistakes from Matthew Stafford. So I'm going to go with the under 48 in this game. The final game, the Sunday nighter, the most anticipated game of divisional round. They're calling it Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady 2.0, and I honestly agree. We've got Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. It's a high bar, but I believe that this game is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I think this game is going to be exciting, and I believe this game is going to live up to the hype in terms of both offenses. So I'm taking the over 53.5. It is a very square play, but I believe it's a square play for a reason, because both of these offenses can score. I think 53.5 is a little bit too low, to be honest with you, especially considering what I've seen with the weather is that it's going to be pretty nice in Kansas City at Arrowhead. So I'm not worried about the rain that happened last time they played, the potential cold that usually exists, or the snow that usually exists at this time of the year in Arrowhead. Every time these teams play, the numbers and the offensive numbers are through the roof. Earlier this year, it felt like neither team could really stop the offense unless they made a mistake. And I believe that's going to be the case in this game. I think it's going to be a back and forth between 2 phenomenal quarterbacks. They've got skill position players that are just absolutely dynamic, from Tyreek Hill to Travis Kelce to Stephon Diggs. You throw in Cole Beasley, Isaiah McKenzie, Emmanuel Sanders, Devin Singletary, Dawson Knox on the Bills side. I feel like both teams can score a lot of points. Andy Reid, Brian Daboll in their bags last week. I think they're going to come out with all of their creative plays that they've saved for this matchup. Both teams understand what they're facing on the other side. They're going to be aggressive early. They're going to be aggressive often. They're going to go for it on 4th down, I truly believe. It's going to be one of those games where one turnover, one 4th down stop is going to be the difference, but I believe this is going to be more of a Madden game than any other this week, and the last possession may decide it. Now, on top of the over, I also like the Bills, and the reason I like the Bills is at a simple level. I think Josh Allen is outplaying Patrick Mahomes right now. Josh Allen looks like a super soldier out there. He looks like Superman himself with the red cape on the field. He's just running, he's passing, he's making patient plays in the pocket, he's making absurd plays outside the pocket. His running game has been consistent. This offensive line has grown throughout the year. He's got so many different receivers to attack the Chiefs. And I don't think the Chiefs got the personnel to do what they usually do, which is play man coverage versus Buffalo. Buffalo shredded New England when they tried to do that. And then on the flip side, the Bills defense is better than the Chiefs defense. Just simple, right? They did a better job earlier this year. They're going to force Mahomes to drive the length of the field. I think Mahomes has shown that he is more kind of up for making that bad decision. He has more turnover-worthy plays this year. He has more interceptions this year, more mistakes this year than Josh Allen. I do believe the Chiefs have less weaponry to attack the Bills with. The Bills can more focus on two players. As the Bills, you can kind of spread the wealth across the board with their weaponry. And then on top of that, I just believe that Bills defense, the number one pass defense, the number one defense according to DVOA, they've just been more consistent. Their pass rush has been stronger. Their run defense has been more consistent. And that back end with their safeties, they can make plays on the football. I think the Bills defense makes that one or two plays that the Chiefs just simply do not make. And that's why the Bills on the money line is my pick for this showdown. Finishing off the best bets, the teaser of the week for divisional round. This one's really difficult. I don't see a lot of teaser opportunities this week. So I am going to go with the San Francisco 49ers, take them from 6 or 5.5 through 10, through 7, through 8, and potentially up to 12. So I like that because I don't think the Niners are going to get blown out. I know a lot of people do think that might happen. I just don't see it with the way that they'll be able to run the ball in this game. I think they keep it close even if they do fall short of the underdog victory. I think the Niners can cover a two-possession game, period. So I'm going to take them to plus 12. And then the other teaser side is going to be the Buffalo Bills plus 7.5. They're plus 1.5. I think they win the game outright. I think they're the better squad, like I just said, and I think 7.5 is perfect. I don't usually love putting teasers, especially 7.5-ish type points, in a teaser where it's a very large total. It's a big total. This is a high number. But I just think there's no way this game is not like a 6-7 point game. So even if the Bills lose, you're still covering a full touchdown and an extra point. So that's why I love this teaser in particular. Bills and Niners is your teaser of the week. There you go. Those are my divisional round best bets. Let me know in the comment section below what your best bets are for the NFL Divisional Round 2022. It's Mitch. Thanks for watching. Check out the Patreon for all of my bets. Gronk spike the like button and subscribe for more. We will see you for the games, all of the live streams this weekend. Good luck. Peace.